Hey, welcome back to Rusty Judgment. It's been a quick minute. We're gonna have a conversation about this LS motor shortly and the future that beholds the C10. This is going on Rusty Judgment.
Yeah.
The Excursion's fantastic. I have one beef with it. Well,
there's a crack in the radiator cap. Right here. Right there. So we need to find us a radiator.
Now we have 4 lights flashing on the dash.
Done this plenty of times. The brakes are fried on this side, which the brakes are fried on both sides, but the caliper's fried over here.
So as you could tell, with 355,000 miles on this, we have had some issues already with it. Today we're going to take care of the one that bothers me the most, and that is how loud this thing is going down the road. This thing is ridiculously loud. Back when I was in my 20s, I would have thought this was fantastic, but it's really loud, and I'm gonna quiet it down. So we're gonna do some decibel reading on this thing and see how loud it actually is. Because when we're pulling the camper, it's pretty actually difficult to talk in here, which is not okay with me. I want it quiet. So what I did was I went online and I checked out a bunch of reviews on sound deadening material. I know that Dynamat is kind of like the material. It's like $6 a square foot, which is outrageously priced. I'm sure it's good material, but it's a lot. So what I did was I ended up ordering 2 cases of Kilmat sound deadening material, which is like $1.60 a square foot. And so we're gonna strip the interior out of this thing, and we're gonna coat every inch of this up into the firewall and try and quiet it down, because when you got a trailer hooked onto you and it's loud. The previous owner or somebody cut out the muffler and the catalytic converter and just replaced it with a 3.5-inch straight pipe. So I mean, again, if you got your foot into it and that's what you want to hear, it sounds fantastic. But if you got a whole herd of kids in here and you're pulling a camper for days, not fantastic. So I ordered a 4-inch turbo back exhaust with a 18-inch resonator in it. I'm really hoping that that quiets it down, but I'm a little unsure that that's going to do anything. So we're going to swap the exhaust out on this too, pop the resonator in and see if it does quiet it down. But right now what we're going to do, we're letting it warm up. We're just kind of idling down the gravel. When I get to the tar, we're gonna hammer on it, check the decibel reader, show you the readings, what I get before I do anything to it, and then after, what it runs at when you're just driving, and when it's to the floor, what it sounds like. It's floating around 73. All right, I'm gonna slow way down here, take a turn, and then I'm gonna hammer it in out of the turn, and we'll see how loud it gets. I'm not gonna talk so that my voice doesn't mess up the decibel reading. Okay, so that there is actually pretty accurate to what it sounds like when you're pulling the camper. Only it's like that most of the time. So that was about 81-ish decibels. Yeah, so 82.5, that's a lot. We're gonna head back to the house and start tearing this thing apart. So I've been out here for a while, working on getting all the interior yanked out of this thing. It's a million degrees out here. So we can get the carpet pulled out, get the Kilmat sound deadening material down on here. Let me show you where I'm at, what I got to do next, and then we'll keep working. So we got all the carpet here. Got the seats in the center console out, got that seat out. So I think for right now, I'm gonna peel all the carpet up to the back and just flip it up and over so I can get all this cleaned out and start putting the sound deadening mat up the firewall as far as I can get and just cover everything as far as I can reach. Supposed to clean everything with acetone or alcohol or something to degrease it. Any of you who know me by now know that I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wipe it down and get all the dirt off. Alright, here's what we got. Kilmat. Order it through Amazon. It's way cheaper than Dynamat. Hoping that it does a fantastic job. This is how we're going about this. We're just gonna go for it. Alright, then I bought a roller. Now you're supposed to roll it down with. It's over here in my dash. Disappointed in a manufacturer. There's a lot of areas on this floor that have nothing on it except like the carpet and the matting under the carpet. There's no sound deadening on like most of this. Granted, this is extremely thin, but this is kind of the thickest what you can buy. It's 80 mil thick. So I'm really hoping for big things that it's a dramatic difference. Alright, so last we talked was a couple days ago. We ran out of sound deadening material. We had 2 boxes ordered is what I used. Didn't quite get as far as I wanted to. Dawn and I started talking and we thought, you know what, I've come this far, I might as well order another box. Try and finish it all up. So we got the other box here. Alright, we got the 2 back doors done now, both sides. The 2 front doors we already did. We have done from here all the way up in underneath the dash. We've done the bare hump back here and the rear barn doors we've done. So now we're gonna finish up this middle section and finish up the back. I was hoping to be able to take this plastic off here and do all that, but I think I've kind of maxed out on the energy I have for this project. So however quiet this gets it is as quiet as we're gonna take this thing for now. So, I mean, we could always take that off in the future and get a little further, but for right now, we're doing all the doors and all the floor, and then the rear barn doors. So we'll see what kind of difference that makes. It's about $58, $59 a box. So we got about $180 into this. It's not like, for what we're trying to do, $180 to make it quieter isn't that bad. If we were using Dynamat, it would be a lot. All right, she's all back together. I got all my little vehicle toolkit in there. All the seats are back in, everything's bolted down. Went back together really good. So now's the real test. We're gonna take this thing out, check it with the decibel reader, and see what it sounds like. Well, you see the results. Not actually that big of a difference. It looked like it was about 3 decibels on the full throttle, but then just driving down the road, it was about exactly the same. I was expecting a bigger difference. I did all of the doors on the truck, all 4, the barn doors, and then the entire floor. I went up the firewall as far as you could get by hand without pulling the dash. I do understand that the bulk of the sound from the driver's seat anyway is probably coming through the firewall. And then we got mud tires on it, and we got a 3.5-inch straight pipe from the turbo back. So those are things that are contributing to the sound for sure. Kilmat, great product. It did reduce it. Dawn came for a ride with me earlier, and she had said that like she feels like it holds the sound in better, like we can have a conversation now. Again, it's still loud. Like, it's still a loud truck. So in the spirit of continuing to make this thing quieter, I bought some different exhaust for it. So earlier, like I had said, it's got 3.5-inch straight pipes on it. I bought a Diamond Eye Turboback 4-inch, and with the exhaust, I got a 27-inch resonator. So I'm hoping that, I know I'm going to a bigger diameter from the Turboback, but I'm hoping that by putting a resonator in it, that can really kind of drop the drone out of the interior sound. So next up for this thing, we're gonna do Diamond Eye 4-inch Turboback with a resonator, and then I gotta fix the rear brakes because those are still bad. And I know I also mentioned we're gonna talk about the C10. We'll do that next time. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.